Hi, it's Dominic from the msguide.com. Thanks for joining me again. As a follow-on from my mental health sort of brief talk yesterday, I wanted to talk to you a bit more about the variability of MS and what it's like as a patient. I've had MS for 27 years, so I can just tell you about my experiences. That'll start now. Variability. Yesterday, I just don't know why I felt like I couldn't even get out of the bloody bed. It was the world's strongest sort of mental effort to force myself to go out. And guess what? I felt better for it, and I'm glad I did. I don't feel bad for doing it. I feel awesome for doing it. Awesome in my world being closer to normal than usual. And but it was still affecting me yesterday. I was starting to feel better yesterday after I got back from the walk, but I wrote a pretty sharp email to my nurse. He's a good guy, and I rang him up and said, this is not directed at you, but I know that everything has to go through him because the MS doctors at this world-class university-led hospital, the patients are a real adjunct. I get the feeling we're a real pain in the backside, especially ones like me that ask questions. I would exist much better if I was on a slide in a microscope and I was stained purple or something and they were looking at a little bit of my brain tissue. I think that's the ideal way I would exist to the clinician who is in titular control of my care. I say that it's not personal. I understand it's not personal because no poor bugger with MS that's treated by this hospital has been spoken to in a collective thing for the entire pandemic. We're a year into it now, and you kind of think everybody's shocked, doctors are being called away, all this kind of stuff. But if the patients mattered, there would be some form of communication that just had the hospital banner on saying, you know what, folks, it's all a bit crap, it's all a bit uncertain, but we got this. And there's nothing like that. There has been nothing like that to anybody. Any communication has been personally driven. I pick up the phone. I know other people have picked up the phone to them. And the nurse, he gamely battles on and talks to everybody. And that's awesome. But why there's no leadership coming from the top of the pile? There are no video appointments. There's nothing. I ended up fronting a whole series for the Amazing Shift MS, and so many of the doctors, this was about COVID, by the way, so many of the doctors spoke about the speed of change to telemedicine and the benefits of telemedicine and the drawbacks of telemedicine. But you think that in this sort of world-leading institution, they would be all over it. I ended up speaking to people on the hospital board, and they were horrified because they are all over it at that level. The funds have been freed up. There was just a case of asking for it. Everything could be done online through video, etc., which frankly has to be quicker for a doctor as well. And they're more able to fit it around their schedule. I could make videos, more easily than if I had to be 9 to 5 with something. So there's just been that. There's been zero. Then there's been the whole scrap over my vaccine, the timing of my vaccine. I'm on Ocrevus, got nothing. Albeit my infusion was due before the vaccines were rolled out in the UK, but they've been rolled out at such speed. But they were 2 weeks after. Of course, I hear nothing from the hospital in that intervening period between getting my infusion and when I had my first vaccination, which was 2 weeks. Stuff had developed because I keep quite an eagle eye on things. So I can't believe that if this was an issue for the doctors, then they weren't all over it thinking, gosh, how the hell do we communicate this to our patients? We want to give them the best care, we think. And the thinking's changed. But, based on the current information, it looks like probably the best way to do this, given that it's a B-cell depleter, which can also knock your immune system, is to time the vaccinations closer together than the government recommended 3 months, and get them in between essentially your infusions. And I have to drive this, and I have to ring up and say what's going on with this, and they don't talk to the GP. The GP is like the family doctor. If you're American, it's a family doctor. If you're in the UK, it's a GP. you get diagnosed, you go to the GP because something's funny, which leads to your MS diagnosis, but then you're cared for by the hospital for your MS, and only if you get other meds like, oh, I don't know, I got prescribed potloads of duloxetine, which I never ended up taking, but I got that for neuropathic pain. Part of MS is things come and go, so you're sitting there 1 minute thinking, crikey, this hurts like hell, and it's just ever going to end, because you just do not know. And then it goes away. So I don't see the point of just merrily plowing through drugs just because. But there's lack of discussion between the doctor and the hospital. So when I go back, I have to say, well, I got given this amount of duloxetine, which I took for this long, and then I titrated myself off because it's an SSRI and I get it and all that kind of stuff. But nobody gives any information about this. So, that's one drug. But back to the vaccine. Oh, I'll take your next vaccine whenever your appointment comes up. It should be 3 months. Bear in mind, I got it at the end of January, so it's nearly 3 months now anyhow. But that's not through intention, that's through inaction. And it's just kind of annoying because it tells you how you're viewed. You're an adjunct. I had superb neurologists, but just things change at the hospital. Bear in mind, you're forced into this relationship, and neurologists change, and it's like somebody saying, your wife is bored. Your wife's got another husband. Here's your new wife. It's kind of like that. Or mums or dads, oh, you've got a new dad. Your old dad's moved on. He's bored with you. Or your old dad's got a better job with a more interesting family. And he can do research with his family, and he can't now. And your dad's moved house or whatever it is. But anyway, here's your new dad. So that's kind of what it's like with neurologists when you stay somewhere for a while. Anyway, you can tell I can give a damn to make a video today. It was something that was annoying me previously, and I thought I'd make a video about it. I don't have the answer. It's all complicated because your MS goes up and down. One day you're feeling like, oh, I just don't care. The next day you're feeling, I wouldn't say hyper. I've had it for 27 years. Hyper is a lot of hard work, and I think I'm inherently lazy, but you just it drills on you. And you're just, oh God, what's going on? When I get the ability, I try to just address something and sort it out. Anyway, rant over. MS sucks. It's up and down. It's there with you forever. I wish I didn't have to see doctors as much. They're lovely people, but I wish I just had to see them the ordinary amount. Perfectly content with my active lifestyle where I just broke bones because I was a clumsy arse. But anyway, I see them with my MS now. But I sure as hell don't see them in my hospital by any sort of video link, even though the hospital board will pay for everything to do that. It's all a bit inconvenient. Lecture students by video, won't see patients by video. So, who knows what to think of that kind of thing. But it's all a bit complicated, I guess. I don't know. I can make videos and put them up on YouTube. It's not that damn hard. Anyway, have fun, folks. Take care. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.